guys, Samurai here, back again with another video, and the last Lucario video did amazing. You guys smashed it out of the park with that, and a lot of you guys wanted to see Ash and Lucario go to Unova. That's what this video is for. So if this video is a bit shorter, that's because I'm going to be skipping over a lot of black and white story elements, and that's because the majority of them are gym battles, because black and white was a greatly paced season, but that's besides the point. So let's get started with what if Ash cut the aura. Now, I believe the story would start off very similar to how the original black and white started off. This implies that Ash took a break, or a gap, as some people want to call it, and Lucario did the same. While Lucario and Pikachu both live at Ash's house because he's just one of those Pokemon, they both decide to head to the Unova region as Ash considers Lucario to be one of his partner Pokemon. Now, instead of Ash becoming rusty like he did back in the original, let's say that Ash did some training, so he's not at the same level he was at DP, but he was more at the same level he was at the middle of Best Witch. Now I see the beginning of Black and White remaining the same. Ash would still lose to Trip, and he would still do everything in the first 5 episodes about the same. I don't see much changing here because I don't see Lucario making much of an influence. I just see more characters taking note of Lucario's presence and being surprised that there's a Lucario in Unova, as I believe Lucario is one of those rare Pokemon that not a lot of people have, since Cameron was the only other Lucario trainer we saw in Unova, so we have no idea how rare it actually is. Well, at least in Eastern Unova. We don't know about Western Unova. So I believe that Ash would meet Iris the same way as well, so the trio would be formed the same way. I don't believe there'd be any dramatic changes, as Lucario wouldn't go in the first few gym battles. In fact, I see Lucario being a big brother figure to most of Ash's new Pokemon, as he can mentor them and train them. In fact, I don't see much changing until we introduce Scraggy into the mix, as I could see Lucario actually having a bond with Scraggy, as they're two fighting types, and Scraggy hatched from an egg, and while Lucario didn't hatch from an egg, it was seen as the little brother of the team it joined, so I do see some familiar bond there too. Now, I don't see Lucario going into another gym battle until we get to around Clay's gym, but before Clay's gym, we all know the anime has that 2-episode arc, I want to call it. I think it was 2 episodes, it's been a while since I watched Black and White, where, you know, they had to do a Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, so I believe Lucario would have some influence on that. And due to Lucario training up Ash's Pokemon, I could see some instances of Ash's Pokemon learning some new moves. So Oshawott would learn Hydro Pump early, Snivy would learn Leaf Tornado, and Tepig, because it's going to say Tepig in this continuity, would learn Fire Pledge. They would each learn the moves that they learned at around the end of the series a bit earlier due to Lucario's training, and Lucario would get to fight Landorus and actually get to test its skills. Lucario would be a bit rusty as it hasn't fought an official battle other than training battles, but I could see it making a huge impact. After this whole arc situation, I believe that Ash would challenge Clay, like he did in the original canon. So instead of Ruggenrola, Ash wouldn't catch Ruggenrola in this continuity, Lucario would help when Ash win the gym battle. I believe all the gym battles will happen the same, except for the ones Boldore takes place in. I believe Lucario would also be in the Skylight gym battle, replacing probably Pikachu. I believe Lucario could use moves like its Metal Claw, Shadow Claw, Aura Sphere, and Bone Rush to actually help out Ash a lot in this battle, and it could probably take out her Unfezant or her Woobat through some sort of unconventional means, who knows. So I don't believe Ash's Lucario does anything until we get reintroduced to Cynthia. Now Cynthia, of course, you know, she's the Sinnoh champion, and Lucario does remember her. In fact, this is where she introduces her Lucario, noting that Ash's Lucario has gotten a lot stronger since the Sinnoh League. So, in fact, the entire time they're returning, Lucario's bonding with Dawn again because he remembers Dawn, and it's also sparring with Cynthia's Lucario. She's actually not speaking today. Cynthia's Lucario. So I believe at the end of that, when we get to Project Tempest and all that, you know, Project Tempest would happen, you know, I don't think Lucario would do anything big there, but it would still have, like, you know, memories of fighting Landorus and, you know, want to fight it again. That's something I could see happening, but by the end of the whole Dawn Returns thing and the end of the Junior Cup, I believe that instead of it being Pikachu and Quilava, it would be Lucario and Quilava, just because they were the new guys on the team, and it would make sense to include him into that battle. So I don't see Lucario, again, becoming relevant until we get to Riolu, Cameron's Riolu. And I believe that Lucario could take up another big brother role the same way that Maylene's Lucario did, teaching Lucario some new moves. It actually is the one to show Lucario how to use a proper Aura Sphere. So Riolu becomes very, like, it looks up to Lucario, and actually has a reason to look up to Lucario, because Lucario, let's say this episode Team Rocket attack, and Lucario would knock them out when on hit. So, you know, Ash and Cameron will go their separate ways after the Humalao incident, and then it's off to the league, as nothing really happened up until that point. So once we get to the league, I believe that most of the league battles stay the same. Ash versus Trip stays the same. Ash versus Stefan would actually change because, again, I think we could remove Palpitoad and replace for Lucario, and I believe Lucario would actually have a dual Sock and actually take it out, with Crocodile taking out Viper. That's something I could see totally happening. So then we move on to the Cameron battle. Now the Cameron battle happens the same, except for Snivy is not on the team. It would be Lucario, and I believe that Cameron's Riolu would still evolve, but it would lose because it's still not used to its new body, and while it is very similar to its old body, I believe Ash's Lucario just has more experience and a lot more like tactfulness. Not to mention, Ash's Pikachu is pretty tired and Lucario wouldn't have battled the whole time, so it makes sense on why Lucario would beat Cameron's Lucario. So that's all I can see happening for the portion of Black and White. Now we can move on to the Decalore Islands. Now the Decalore Islands, there's not much to talk about along with Team Plasma, as again, Charizard returns, so that's like something very big if you would care about that. But like, I could see Charizard and Lucario maybe doing some training, but that's it. That's all I can really see happening between the two. So that's part 2 of What If Ash Caught the Aura Sphere Riolu. I know this part was short, and I know I've had a lot more shorter videos come out, but that's because, you know, I'm kind of beat and tired, and this video came out kind of last minute because I was busy this week. So next week we have a big collab coming out, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to tune in next week. I got a big collab coming out. Anyways, Samurai out.